Here's the Stephanopoulos section on President Obama and the Supreme Court nomination process and where it is at the present time.
And we are back now with the latest on that looming vacancy for the Supreme Court. President Obama has narrowed his list of 3 finalists. The pick could come any day, and ABC's Terry Moran has more on the potential nominees.
And then there were 3. Merrick Garland, Chief Judge of the Federal Appeals Court in D.C. Sri Srinivasan, also serving on the Federal Appeals Court in Washington. And Paul Watford, a Federal Appeals Court judge in California. Resume diversity, not so much. But Srinivasan would be the first Asian American on the court, and Watford only the 3rd African American. Another common trait, they were all confirmed with support from Senate Republicans. So, can President Obama convince Senate Republicans to hold confirmation hearings?
Everybody knows any nominee submitted in the middle of this presidential campaign isn't getting confirmed. Everybody knows that.
History offers a contrast. 17 presidents, including 5 in the 20th century, successfully put justices on the court during an election year. So when the nomination could come as soon as tomorrow, and likely before the president makes his historic trip to Cuba next week. Republicans, though, are still holding firm that this vacancy should be filled by the next president.
It is today the American people who are best positioned to help make this important decision.
We answer the American people.
The American people. That has at least one Republican nervous.
In the unlikely event we lose the White House, Hillary Clinton's going to be president. She's going to pick somebody probably more liberal than President Obama's going to send over in a few days.
With a Donald Trump nomination looking ever more likely, could the GOP Senate decide to dance with the devil it knows and consider Obama's pick? For this week, Terry Moran, ABC News, Washington.
So the next battle about to be joined. Let me talk about this now with Donna Brazil. It looks like if that list is indeed correct, the president following his model, judges with solid backgrounds, relatively safe backgrounds, thinks that will put Republicans in the toughest position.
And he's also looking at not just the qualifications, but the character. Nominees that have gone before the Senate before. Of course, the Senate has held hearings, and individuals that have been confirmed by a large bipartisan majority. So will the Republicans consider the character and the demeanor and temperament and the judicial qualifications of the nominee, or will they obstruct? That's going to be the big
question. Any of those nominees put Republicans in a tough spot?
I think Merrick Garland would put them in the toughest spot because he's been on the D.C. circuit a long time and is highly respected, I think, by judges on both sides and by some of the Republican senators who are knowledgeable about judicial things. Having said that, I think the Republican position is pretty set that let's wait till the election and let the next president nominate.
So no hearings?
I think no hearings.
And I think that is just a complete tragic mistake that the Republicans are doing that. Republicans like to talk about how government bureaucrats don't do their job. These people were elected and they're paid by United States Treasury to do their job, and now they're saying we're not going to do our job. We are a constitutional republic, not a direct democracy that says you vote on the Supreme Court. And the constitutional republic says this, the U.S. Senate should do their job. And in the course of this, they show up day in and day out and they get a paycheck. They should do their job and vote it up or down. I think as of Wednesday morning, I think the Republican position is going to change on this. I think as of Wednesday morning, if Donald Trump does well in the primaries on Tuesday night, they're going to figure out, oh, maybe a nominee by Barack Obama is better than a nominee by Hillary Clinton if Donald Trump's the nominee.
Okay, and my problem is there's not and I've been pushing for this, was not a black woman up there as a nominee, and Obama's going to get a lot of blowback on this one if he does not pick a African-American woman and get her up there in front of the Senate.
Or Donald Trump. I'm just wondering if President Barack Obama, knowing that he's going to be facing this situation, he might go for the symbolic choice, simply because I said, this is the nominee that I want, or if he go with the pragmatic one, or maybe...
Seems like he's edging towards pragmatism.
I don't know. If he understands that he's going to get no support from the Senate, then why not just do a symbolic choice?
We'll find out soon enough, maybe as early as tomorrow. Quickly before we go, did anybody guess who started daylight savings time?